Hey everyone, this is Wade from FishFinderMounts.com, Flow2 Fanatics, and I want to show you today a few different things here, just showing you all of the different ways that we have created to put a fish finder, a really nice fish finder if you want, whatever fish finder that you do want, because we are making all fish finders portable with our products onto your inflatable style boat. And there's many different types of inflatable boats, so this problem has existed for a long time. We've come at it and solved it, and I think it's spades. So I'll show you that right now. What you're looking at right here, if the camera could come down and have a look at these mounting systems here, is actually our glue-on system. We've got some really good videos we've just done recently on doing the glue-on install, PVC to PVC. So you've got a glue-on transducer mount here that we like to call our holster mount, glue-on holster mount. We call it internally to our company, and you can adjust your transducer up out of the water if you need to for whatever reason to protect it and lock it in. There's extensions that come with that, and then you've got the control head mounting solution. The batteries inside of here, so you got everything you need to mount and power your fish finder all day long here, or multiple days. So this is our glue-on system. A lot of times there's some boats, for example, Sea Eagle makes a bunch of different boats actually that don't have a hard transom like you see here, right here. So in that case, what has to happen is you really have no option then to use a glue-on sort of solution. And we've used this boat to show sort of all these systems together. But if you had one of those boats where it was like an oval and there was no transom like this, you would really need to go with a glue-on system like you see right here, especially the transducer mounting solution right here. But I want to take this system off. So here we are. I've taken the actual mounting system apart. This is our 5 amp hour glue-on kit. The reason why I've done that is because I'm actually going to take the box off of the glue-on, Scotty's glue-on pad that we incorporate into our system here. If the camera could come in and have a look, we've got 4 screws that are actually pre-tapped. I've actually pre-tapped the other ones, or drilled through the other. These two, these aren't required though. But your battery box, when you get it, it's going to look like this as well. All the cabling comes with it, but this is what it looks like when it's open. And I'm going to take this off. Before I do that, actually, I'm going to say, if you look at the hole patterns in here, and you look at these hole patterns here, they're all the same. And what I'm saying is that I would recommend that you guys, anyone that gets this glue-on system, you might want to get this quick release base, and I'll show that really quickly because it's a great complement for this glue-on system. Because if you want to take this off your boat, we'll take this off right now. If the camera can have a look at this right here, how I'm doing it and what that looks like. This is what the system looks like right here. We take that off, and you can see that this has got it's a Scotty glue-on pad that's threaded here. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to put our quick release base on here. Again, the hole patterns line up. The 2 middle ones are for our gunnel clamps. I don't have one of those here right now, but I want to put this on here so you guys can see what that looks like. And it's an easy operation, as you just saw there. But here, this is what this looks like on here. So you'll take this and you'll be able to just quickly, the notches here line up with the structure of the battery box, the ribbing here. So it just engages like so. Just like that. So it's on there nice and strong, really good. And the battery box would go back in here, or the battery would go back into the battery box. You can see that the battery box only has just enough room for the battery, so you can't just use any battery. You really, we've designed the battery boxes around the batteries we've chosen, and we've chosen battery boxes that we felt were the right size for running your fish finder all day long. So we've really thought through the entire thing. So here we go. Actually, there's a little notch, a little retention tab here for the cabling. And if the camera looks over here, you can see the notch, how the cabling lies in here. You can see it's a bit depressed because it clamps in, like it squishes it down to some degree, so it acts like a strain relief, so it can't just get yanked out or anything like that. It's really in there really quite well. And we'll just screw this on. We have brass inserts now in here in the battery box, so that you can actually put quite a bit of torque on there now, and you're not going to have to worry about it because there's brass inserts for the actual threads for the screws, whereas our older PVC versions did not have that. They were just tapped into the plastic. So that's what it looks like again. You guys have seen this before, but I'm going to take it off there, and what we're going to do next is show you the next thing that we've got for a solution. If you don't want to have a glue-on mount on a boat like this, now we're moving to a boat where you actually have pontoons going past the transom, and we're going to strap around the actual back of the boat here. So I've shown everybody here how our quick release base works. I've shown our glue-on system as it comes. The quick release base is an accessory purchased separately. Recommended that for our glue-on kit, as you see here installed. There it is coming off the battery box, and this is our glue-on holster mount here. We really like this thing too. It's very cool. But anyways, if you've got an inflatable boat and you want to easily take things on and off, this is as easy as it can really get, and it's a very, very professional, good way, excellent, amazing way of installing your fish finder onto your inflatable boat. But in the case that you don't want to do that gluing exercise, and subscribe to our channel while you're here. We've got all sorts of videos always coming out showing you how to use our mounts, how well they operate, how to hook up the fish finders to them and everything. And we're always coming out with new products. We've got some new ideas on the horizon here coming out in the next few months, so you want to pay attention to that. But I'm going to do a strap-on version. Now when you buy our strap-on inflatable boat mount, 5 amp hour inflatable boat mount, you will get a 96-inch strap, because you might have a much larger, this is a 10-foot Zodiac style boat, I'm going to call it. Like a runabout. They use them on sailboats and yachts and different things for just running about, you know, like. But anyways, I'm going to put the strap, now let's bring the camera close by here so that we can see this operation, how it works. What we do, there's strap slots on either side here, and the cable, this wouldn't be normally drilled if you're going to get it with just a strap-on system. None of these holes would be drilled. You can drill them out if you want for whatever purpose and stuff like that, but for this, I'm just letting you know that you wouldn't see this if you had the strap-on version only. And we're going to route this strap through here. This is our 5 amp hour kit. Gives you enough juice to, and I like to have the cam buckle all the way up, but the 5 amp hour kit gives you enough juice to run a fish finder like this Garmin Striker 5 DV you see on here all day long. So here I've got the strap. Maybe I should have thread it through first a little bit, because it's pretty long now. And this strap is much longer than needed for this particular boat, as I was kind of saying earlier, but we always supply a long one for this because you could have a pretty big air bladder and a bigger boat. So here you have this strap on here, and you're like, well, what's that all about, Wade? Well, what I'm going to do is I am actually going to strap this in this position. So as you can see, as the camera can see, there's a transom here, and then there is the bladder sticking past the transom, and that's where you can use this strap-on system instead, where it's even less of I guess installation issue. There's less work involved. There's more, like, there's less parts, you know, still installed in your boat, of course, because it's just a strap essentially with a cam buckle. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy. This is actually our tube transducer mount. We also call it our strap-on transducer mount because it's exactly that. It straps on. And again, same thing. If the camera comes close, like the battery box, it has slots that we're going to route up, down, around, and then up and out again. So I'm going to show you that. Here is the actual base mount, or the pivoting mount here. This is for the strap-on transducer mount. We thread it through here, down underneath, just like with the battery box, up and through. And we can position that where we want on the strap. I've done it on this side so the camera can easily see. You might not want it on this side, but I like to cut. You want to have the cam buckle, I would say, close to the battery box itself. You bring it up through this big hole here, or this big slot on the cam buckle, right here. You bring it up through that one closest to the battery box here, and then you bring it back down. And once you tighten this, it locks it in very well, actually. So we're going to take this transducer and we're going to adjust it on the strap first and kind of get it where we want it to be. And maybe the camera can come in from the side here so they can see me reef on this. Actually, this is going to be pulled quite extensively because the strap is way too long. But you can cut the strap down and then cauterize it with some with a flame, like with a lighter or something of that nature. Okay. And then we can lock that guy in so that she's locked. So there you have it. There's our strap-on system. You can come around here, please, and have a look at it from this side so you can see how that's all done and strapped on here. Right here. So that's strapped around, what that looks like. And you'll notice actually that we have these strap slots, these cable tie slots right in here. They're on both sides of the battery box. You can see them right here. So that you can actually, and we supply the cable ties with your kit as well, so you can actually tie all your cables on here nice and neatly so that they are out of the way and not just everywhere. So it kind of keeps everything compact, nice, neat, and tidy. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this guy off here. This is another way you can take your components off your boat. You don't have to take all of our mounting devices off. We'll just take this T-knob, put it here. I'm just going to take the transducer arm. Here is actually our bolt-on magnetic transducer mount. So this is another way. So you could go with a strap-on version here for your control head, as you see here. You know, swivel that any way you want it to be. Clamp that down, what have you. And then for the transducer solution, if you don't want your transducer strapped on for whatever reason, and you want a mount more like at the transom area for, again, whatever reason, you can take this and you could purchase our bolt-on magnetic transducer mount. And the bolt-on's good for these boats because the transom, I'm going to show you in a sec, there you go, it's on. And you'll just lock that in nice and tight, as tight as you want it to be. The bolt-on actually, the reason why it's good for this is the transom's quite thick, so the bolts aren't that long, and the bolts don't pierce through the transom at all, so you're never going to have any leakage anyway. So using the bolt-on magnetic transducer mount is not a bad way to go. It's in fact a very effective and good way to go. And you can still, I'm going to show you here, you can still take this guy and easily take it off your boat. You twist it, and then you can release it by tilting it up and off. And there you go. You got 8 super magnets implanted in here, and there's 8 super magnets implanted in this plate. And you can see it's nice and slick looking, like it's low invasive, it's nice and flat, and it's not, you know, jutting out or anything. It's quite slick. It's quite a slick solution. And what this allows you to do, big features here is that, here we'll put this back on. What this allows you to do is basically change from boat to boat. Let's say you have one of these boats and you have a kayak, and you want to take this and put it on your kayak. You can see here we have the 15mm magnetic transducer mount, 15mm magnetic transducer mount from fishfindermounts.com. You can take this and put this on a kayak, a canoe, an aluminum boat, all sorts of different things. So you can even just buy this plate from us if you want on our website, on our transducer mounts page. If you want to just buy this plate and buy one of these, now you've got this. You can screw this onto one of your bigger boats or one of these inflatable style Zodiacs, and then you can have, then when you're done with that, you can take the male portion off and put it onto the 15mm like this. And in this case, I'll show you, this doesn't really work. It still clings. You can see it clings, but it's not, it's really up to a 1/4 inch thick. That's why we would not recommend using this version here. So you can see it's clinging, but it's not on there very strong. If this was a 1/4 inch thick or less, then it would be a very good option for you. But in this case, because it's so thick, you're going to want to go with the bolt-on magnetic transducer mount. Why are we going to do that? Why do you want to do that? Because maybe you're a person that wants to share your transducer amongst many different boats, or your fish finder among many different types of boats, kayaks, canoes. You own a few, or you're renting boats, what have you. You've got one of these boats, but you go and rent aluminum boats at other lakes. You can't do anything but because the lakes require you to rent their boats. Whatever it might be. We've got an amazing solution for you. We are making all fish finders portable, as you can see here in all of these solutions. So this is Wade from fishfindermounts.com and Flow-Tube Fanatics. Call us at 1-855-784-3474 toll free. That's 1-855-784-3474 toll free to get your amazing fish finder mounting solution from us today. Thanks for watching, everyone.